Think back to being a kid. A single summer felt like it lasts forever. The days were long, the years were even longer. Time practically stood still. Now you blink, and it's December again. An entire year just finished, and you can barely remember where it went. This isn't just in your head. Time really does feel faster as you get older. And once you understand why, you'll see something a little terrifying. Because the same thing that speeds up your life can quietly steal years from you. But there's good news. Once you know the cause, you can actually slow it back down. First, let's be clear. This feeling is almost universal. Ask almost anyone over 30 and they'll say the same thing. The years are flying by faster than they used to. And it's not random. The older you get, the faster it seems to go. Month 7 felt huge. Month at 40 is gone before you notice. For a long time, people just called it nostalgia and move on. But scientists dug deeper and found real reason hiding underneath. There are three of them, and together they explain everything. The first reason is pure math, and it's brutal. When you are 1 year old, that single year is in your entire life. It's everything you have ever known, so it feels enormous. When you turn 5, 1 year is a fifth of your whole life. Still huge. That's why a school year felt like an entire era. But when you are 50, 1 year is just a tiny sliver of your life. Some 365 days, but a much smaller fraction of you. Your brain doesn't measure time in hours. It measures it in proportions. So each new year feels smaller than the last. Automatically, a scientist named Paul Gent described this all the way back in 1897. And here's the gut punch this math hides. By the time you are grown in this field, since half your life may already be behind you. Not in years on paper, in how much life your mind actually felt passing by. That alone is unsettling, but proportion is only part of the story. The second reason is a real engine, and it's about memory. Your brain doesn't have a clock inside it. It has a memory, and it judges how long a stretch of time was by how much you remember from it. When you were a child, almost everything was brand new. Your first bike, your first day of school, your first days of ocean, every new thing burned in a bright, detailed memory into your brain. So when you look back, those years felt packed, rich, long. Now, think about a normal week as an adult. Wake up, commute, work, scroll, sleep, and repeat. Your brain has seen all of it 1,000 times before, so it stops bothering to record the details. Why save another copy? A whole month of routine can collapse into almost no memory at all. And with nothing to look back, the time feels like it barely happened. They call it the holiday paradox. On a trip somewhere new, the days feel long and full while you are leaving them. So many new sights that your brain records everything, and time stretches out, but a routine week at home, it vanishes. Because nothing new gets saved. Novelty is what makes time feel long, and adult life runs low on it. Here's a test you can run on yourself right now. You probably can. You did it. Try to remember the drive home from work last Tuesday. You probably can. You did it, but your brain saved nothing. Now remember a trip or a first date from years ago. Suddenly it's vivid, right? Colors, smells, tiny details all still there. That's the difference novelty makes. New writes memories, routine writes nothing. The third reason is the strength. It's not psychology, it's physics. In 2019, a scientist named Adrian Bejan proposed a bold idea. He said time feels faster because your brain literally slows down. Think of your mind like a camera taking mental snapshot of the world. As a child, your brain captures a huge number of images every second. More frames means more detail packed into each second of life. But as you age, your brain gets bigger and its wiring gets more tangled. The signals have farther to travel and the path get worn with age. So an older brain snaps fewer mental images in the same second. Fewer snapshots per second mean less seems to happen in each moment. And when less happens inside a moment, the outside clock feels faster. It's like watching a film with fewer frames. The world seems to skip ahead. It's the same reason a fly is so hard to swat. Its tiny brain sees far more frames per second, so our hand looks slow to it. As you age, you drift slightly toward the slow motion side of the world. There is also a chemical clue, a brain's messenger called dopamine. Dopamine helps run your inner sense of timing and it fades as you age. As the inner pacemaker slows, the other world seems to speed up. So, 3/4 stack up together. Each year is a smaller fraction. Routines erases your memories, and your brain records fewer frames of each passing moment. Put them together, and the year stops slipping through your finger. And this is where it gets dangerous, because modern life is basically a machine for erasing time. The more predictable your days, the fewer memories your brain keeps. And the fewer memories you keep, the faster your life feels like it's ending. You can spend on a decade on autopilot and feel like it was just a couple of years. Same job, same drive, same screen, same weekend, over and over. None of it is bad, but none of it is also new. And to your memory, a time with nothing new is a time that barely existed. This is a quiet way years disappear. Not in a crash, in a blur. You don't lose time all at once. You lose it one unremarkable day at a time. Pictures someone who starts a job at 25 promising to really live soon. Same commute, same lunch, same weekend. They keep saying they'll change it later. Then, one morning they look up and they are 35. A decade just gone. Not because anything went wrong, because nothing was ever new. So the real question isn't why time speeds up. The real question is, what are you actually going to do with it? Here's the reframe that changes everything. You are not running out of time, you are running out of you. The calendar was never your enemy. Sameness was. Every study points to the same quiet truth. Time isn't measured by your clock, it's measured by your attention. Fill your days with novelty and presence, and time swears back open. And you can't add years to the calendar, but you can add life to the years. And it's simpler than you think. Here's exactly why to slow time down. 1. Chase first times on a purpose. Your brain records novelty, so keep feeding it things it has never seen. A new food, a new road home, a new hobby, a new place, it all counts. 2. Break your routine before it turns into fog. You don't need to quit your life, just interrupt the autopilot. Take the long way. Say yes to the odd invite. Rearrange the ordinary. 3. Travel even in small ways. New places flood your brain with detail and stretch time wide open. It doesn't have to be far. A new town nearby can do it. 4. Keep learning hard. New things. Difficult force your brain to pay attention. And attention records time. A language, an instrument, a craft. Struggle is what makes your memory and memorable. 5. Be fully present, but the phone down. Put the phone down also. Half watching your life is how whole months slip by unrecordedly. When you actually notice a moment, your brain finally saved it. 6. Capture your days. Photos, a journal, a few written lines. Writing down a day tells your brain that day mattered, and it sticks. At the end of a year, you'll have proof that you actually lived it. 7. Share new things with people you love. A new experience with someone else gets recorded twice as a deep. The richest memory almost never the ones you made alone. None of these stop the clock, but together they reveal your memory, and a life full of memories is a life that feels long again. So here is the strange gift word inside all of this. The reason time feels fast is also the key to slowing it down. Your years feel short because your days look the same. So make them different, make them count, make them worth remembering. The endless summer you remember from childhood wasn't magic. It just felt long because everything it was new. You can still touch that feeling. The door never actually closed, so don't wait for the years to slow down on their own. They won't start small. Do one new things this week, just one, then another next week. That's how you take your time back. Years from now, you won't remember the days you spent the time. You remember the days you dared to make different. Go and make this one impossible to forget.